Hey boys, how's it going? It's Aki again, back with another Clash of Clans video. And today's video, boys, we're going into raid weekend, but as you can see, we're only in raid 2. I've been up at 4 a.m. filming this, so the thing is, I've got school after this, so I kind of just got to quickly get this video out. So I'm going to show a couple of the one-shots I've gotten, and then we're going to do a complete district of just straight 2-shots. But just keep in mind, the district isn't all too leveled up, but it's kind of more the strategies that I just want to show. Sparky, Golem, some Hog Rider attacks. I've even got a special Super Dragon attack in there that's just more cleanup, but can be used for other things as well. And then we'll first go into the Dragon Cliffs one-shot. Again, we'll do it all in one go so you guys can just follow along as we do this. So, first things first, you're going to get a Barbarian down right here to lure this dragon. As that's happening at this little corner peak right here by the capital peak, you're going to get a Frost Spell. So there it goes. And then I'm going to get some Super Miners in at this trash building. Save some left over for this cannon right here. And now at this point, just lure back the Super Dragon to this small trash building there. Get a heal spell between the Inferno Tower, Bomb Tower. And at this point, just wait it out. And you'll see the Super Miners are going to do their thing. We're going to get a Battle Ram as the Super Miners are in the ground to take off that Zap Trap. At this point, I'm just going to use a Barbarian to drag the Super Dragon again back towards this wall. And it's going to be my last troop remaining. So boom. And then I'm going to use my Zap spell. Honestly, at any point, but I decide to use it once the Super Dragon's about to shoot at this group of Super Miners. And now at this point, we've used every troop, and now it's pretty much just up to the Miners. And the thing is, Miners, the thing they struggle with is after all the nerfs, they've taken so much, like, damage nerfs, hit point nerfs, just that sort of things. And then Super Dragons have been buffed. Because remember, they got nerfed because they were doing too much damage. Now they got buffed, and that's in turn just been also a nerf to Super Miners. But we'll go 4 times speed through the rest of this because now it's just watching the Miners work. And at this point, there is a lot of luck involved to see if you can do it. But we actually ended up getting it done, which was kind of sick. And we had a solid Miner split, so they kind of just chased the dragons. Like, not the whole pack was going on each. It was just kind of like running around. But 8.7k, we take that. The next one shot I got off was this last district here, was on Goblin Mines. And here, same sort of deal. We're going to get in our Rage spell right away. Then we're going to get a Battle Ram at this tree. As across the bridge, we're going to get Sparky. Another Battle Ram at the right-hand side once that wall's deployed. Second one. Now you're going to zap out these Spear Goblins. And watch, Sparky's going to chain down all these buildings except the Rapid Rockets. Now at this point, next time, wait a little longer for this bomb tower to go off, because that giant now lured back down this way. That's not supposed to happen. Both giants are supposed to go up top. So to correct for that error, what I did was just put an extra Barbarian up top. But it wasn't extra because it was the same Barbarian that I usually would put, but usually I delay it. Get the second Rage spell down there. It was kind of weirdly angled because they don't have the Mega Tesla hadn't popped yet. So not too big of a deal, but there goes a Barbarian up top. Now at this point, you're just going to stay focused down here at this area because the top side's looking good. Once it locks onto the cannons, you're just kind of letting it do its thing. It's going to then move on to the Rapid Rockets. Once the Rapid Rockets goes down and it draws aggro from the giant cannon, you're going to get 1 Barbarian at this trash building here. Okay, perfect. And then once that goes down, 3 Barbarians to the Spear Thrower. Once that goes down and the deployment zone opens up, 2 more Barbarians at the giant cannon. The multi-cannon. Then Multi-Mortar goes down, Battle Ram to open up the wall. That gets damage off on that multi-cannon, and the Spear Throwers, Spear Goblins come down. Watch, it's all going to chain down. Boom, one-shotted. Now at this point, the top side's looking good. You don't have to worry too much about that. Now Spear Goblins are going to keep coming down on towards your Sparky. You're just going to get a Goblin at a Barbarian at a time to deal with those. So boom, next one comes. There goes another Barbarian. It's going to take its 3rd shot, 1 more Barbarian. And then for the last one, you don't put your Barbarian. Those 3 Barbs can take that out. And Spark, even if it's at 25-30% health at this point, you are looking pretty solid. Then they're going to move towards this air defense. The only thing now you got to be wary of is this cannon. Look at its range. It gets really close. So as soon as that air defense and Spear Thrower go down, watch this. Boom, get the Battle Ram in right away. And as it's about to destroy the wall, Skeleton Barrel at the Mega Tesla, Inferno Dragon behind, Blast locks onto the Inferno Dragon. That's awesome, just because then the Skeleton Barrel can work easy and not take any damage. At this point, it's just up to the Barbarian where you want to put it. Usually you should put it right here as that goes, so this log trap would be deployed and won't take out most of your skeletons. But because like the timing was a little wonky, I decided to use my Barb here to just take some shots off at the Mega Tesla, get some damage off, so it is one-shotable, but I almost took it down by itself. The reflector's about to go down, and Sparky's at 20% health, and then the top side's looking good because of the Barbarians. So 2 for 2 on one shot so far. Now for the rest of this district though, we'll first move on to Skeleton Park. And you guys know this is one of my favorite districts to use the Golem on. Reason being, I don't know, Skeleton Park, Golem, they just go hand in hand. I feel like Sparky with some of these like little forest things can really struggle, and then the wall breakers, like the sorry, not wall breakers, the battle rams, the pathing can be a little weird. Golem just runs right through it, and then you exploit little things you see like this. This is the opening of the stock form, or like the default layout, and you can just take this out with 2 battle rams. So what I decided to do was not 2 battle rams, 2 skeleton barrels. You'll drop 2 right here at this leftmost opening, and then just open up this wall here in front of the multi-cannon, and that should take all of that out. I drop my haste spell for my golem later on. I'll explain what I'm doing there. So this gets this first attack just kind of in place. After that, I get the golem, and the goal for the golem is to honestly land on the minion hives and get that. So I just wanted to gut the core. I get 2 cannons in right away because I see there's not much splash damage targeting them except the bomb tower. And then that's all you got to do. Just support your golem with some hog riders. At this point, I'm trying to see if I can snipe this bomb tower with the set of hogs, or what's my best bet. I decide with the cannon, but then I see that reflector, and I just trade 2 barbarians for the reflector. And honestly, the golem moved towards it, so did I really need those barbarians there? Probably not. Could have been better suited elsewhere, but not too big of a deal. And look at golem. It's going to do some crazy work, get this 1 minion hive for us, doesn't get the other one. But honestly, I probably didn't even need it because Golem, even at this low health, gets so much more value. And it leaves up 6k. But you're probably like, are you a little bit nervous about that? No, look at the pathing, guys. Left-hand side, up to the middle, and off at the right side. Like, I gutted the core, so I left it so it's not just from all directions your Golem's taking damage. Bring in 2 frost spells, 1 for the top side, 1 for the bottom side. Leave these 2 multi-cannons alone. At this point, just get some hog riders in to support him. The rockets focused in on the golem. That's when I really started to get my hog riders in. Get another set on the rocket artillery just so it gets stunned, and then ends up going down. Get some more hog riders in the haste spell now that that rocket's down, and we don't really have any more splash to deal with other than this giant cannon back here, and then obviously the bomb towers. But I just want to keep my Sparky golem as high health as he can to get through the rest of the space. And just because I didn't really find value to put my barbarians anywhere, I just swagged them. And I want to show you like how well it works. Just because I didn't bring any battle rams, and I was like, you know what? Let's just see if we can get through this without the use of these 3 barbarians. And yeah, you're probably thinking, did you force quit? Yes, I did. But honestly, I'm not joking. I didn't need the barbarians, and I didn't feel like I was going to need them. So just to show you how strong Golem really is. Next one is Golem Quarry. Another like district that I like to change things up on. Here I bring the frost spell with the 2 graveyards, 10 hogs, 10 battle rams, 5 barbarians. This is attack kind of from old that used to be used a lot, but it's things that you can take advantage of. So I get my graveyard spells on the dead zones of the mortars, maybe even reaching out a little bit just so I could tank these multi-cannons, the blast bow, the rockets. So that all is going to be taking care of that area. Notice here, this blast bow, I can take advantage of that with just a super miner, sorry. So just remember, key things like that. When you see little tricks like that, like Skeleton Park, we just had that. Do it here. I get a hog rider in just to distract the blast bow. And then I just kind of wanted to distract these backside low-key defenses, hence why I got that battle ram in. At this point, get some more battle rams in to start deploying those skeletons from the graveyard spells. Get hog riders to pick off defenses where you can. 2 hog riders at the cannon. You know what I should have done? I should have put a layer of battle rams, then barbarians behind. So that way my hogs wouldn't get kind of nuked by these crushers. I do put extra hog riders to stun the defenses, but they still did quite a bit of damage to my hog riders. But at this point, the first attack is just an entry, distraction, and kind of getting your spells in place to set up your next attack. Because your first attack is not the most powerful one, even though it does provide you like quite a bit of value, if I'm being honest. Then next attack, I decided to change things up because I'm like, you know what? Look, there's no single target infernos. The point defenses have been kind of neutralized. The first attack, Frost Spell's great. It's taken out like 5-point defenses. And then on the second attack, I can bring a haste and bring another Frost and just take out some more point defenses. And then you can just let Golem run wild and have fun with it. So check this out. Got a Battle Ram in just to start, Barbarian in and let it go down so skeletons would form. And at this point, I'm not too worried about just dropping in all my troops because I know those skeletons are going to start forming and then they're going to start just providing extra value for the Golem and just tank. Like, look at that rock. It's being tanked by those skeletons. Same thing with these point defenses over here. And then the rest is pretty much just up to the Golem to run and just walk through the rest of the base. Hence why I think he's so user-friendly, guys, because Force Quit at this point doesn't really matter. Like, you won't usually time fail if your first attack got you enough value. Like, usually those trash buildings like that you don't want to have left up for Golem. So maybe bring a set of minions for that backside if you're really worried about time. But if I'm being fair, I wouldn't worry too much about it. Now let's move on to, I think Dragon Cliffs was another one I wanted to show off just because it was a little bit different. Again, I'm not arguing these are max level districts, but they're districts that you can use these attacks on just to give you an idea. So what's my plan here? Well, I see the core's kind of nasty with the 3 dragons and then the blast bow. So I'm like, you know what? Why not just go straight up towards this middle, use a rage spell in the core here, take out the blast bow, take out the dragons. And look, you're probably like, that's kind of sketchy. You only brought 2 Inferno Dragons for 3 dragons in the core. How are you going to manage that? Well, check this out. First Skeleton Barrel, Inferno Dragon combo. As you can see, the only air targeting buildings right now that are close are the 2 Spirit Throwers, this air defense, and then maybe this air defense and Spirit Thrower. But they're all out of range of this Inferno Dragon. And watch this. The second dragon comes in and gets taken out by my first Inferno Dragon, which was insane. Now watch this. As the Giants are tanking for my Sparky, I'm going to get a Rage Spell in. And look at this Inferno Dragon. It's going to tank for my other one that I just put in, so this air defense wouldn't shoot at it. And then take out that third Super Dragon. At this point, you're just tanking in as much as you can with the rest of your troops to get more value for your Sparky. It's going to get this bomb tower down for us. And honestly, that was a fair trade because my next attack, you'll see, it's worth 6.5k. And you're like, what do you bring in? What do you bring in? Are you bringing Golem? Or are you bringing Sparky again? Nope. I'm bringing Super Miners. Reason being, look at the pathing. I'll deploy them at this trash building. They're going to walk up to the Spirit Thrower. And then they've got one direction to kind of take and stay as a group. And then I can frost, I think, the single Inferno. And then this backside Super Dragon. But let's just check that out where I do frost. There goes all the Super Miners. They're going to make their way. I'm going to get the frost spells in. Yeah, on the Inferno. And then I'm pretty sure I do it on the backside. Okay, no, I don't. I do it on Super Dragon. I do it on the Inferno again. The reason being, you're probably like, are you worried about the Inferno that you did that? No. It's because once I take down this E-Dragon post, it's the Super Dragon post, it's going to walk through the frost, making it harder for it to just like slow it down. And then look at those graveyard spells spawning and these dragons now. This is what I mean. Look at that Super Dragon just stuck in the frost. And at this point, it's just up to Super Miners. So, Super Miners, again, very viable. Me personally, I don't like chucking both of the... Like for this one, you probably could have just put 2 sets of Miners, throw them in, Force Quit. I wouldn't have blamed you. But if this was a max district, I would do something like Sparky first, maybe then Super Miners. Sparky Golem, Sparky, Golem. Totally up to you. I've shared multiple versions of how to take out Dragon Cliffs. Next one is Builder's Workshop. This one was almost super stock, as you can see, but look what they did. They changed this giant cannon positioning from here. That ruins your backside option if you wanted to do the Skeleton Barrel version by Sen. It also messes up your Sparky version because you need a Skeleton Barrel there. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to try it, make myself look like a fool. Why'd you bring so many battle rams in this time? Because I know there's so many traps everywhere here, like log traps, zap traps. So I'm just taking advantage of those. At this point, not thinking too much of it. I want to keep Golem up as long as he can. Get the Hog Riders in. I frost out this Blacksbow, Giant Cannon. The one thing I will say is a mistake. Look at this. Obviously, I'm expecting Golem to go to the left-hand side and then have this Frost helping him. But look what he does. He goes toward the right-hand side. That's why you don't use all your spells early, especially for Golem. That was a little bit of a mistake by me. And at this point, I'm going to let Golem go to the top side. I see this Giant Cannon's almost down, so I put 3 Barbarians into it and just get this done for the next attack, just to make things a little bit easier on me. At this point, once this wall's broken, I would get 2 more Barbarians in just to help Golem. And now your hands are free. You can just Force Quit at this point. Or if you really like, you can watch the Golem in action. He does actually get a lot of value just because there's so much trash here, which is kind of annoying. But he's got barbarians. I think still one's up helping him, and he just ended up going down because of the giant cannon. But look at this value he gets. He gets through this whole compartment. He's actually going to make it over to that blast bow too, which was great. And that kind of trade-off is what I mean. Like, now you only left with, like, the left-hand side to deal with. And he even gets to this giant cannon. Golem is just crazy. The health that guy has. And look, it still had 30% health with just a time fail. Now, check this out. Yeah, this is what I mean. This attack strategy I used to use all the time. Tank with your skeleton barrels. Get graveyard spells down. And look at the super dragons. They crush. Obviously, this is a cleanup. And, again, I don't expect you guys to be like, oh wow, I'm so mind blown. But it was a strategy I used to use on Dragon Clips a lot, and sometimes even Golem Quarry. Some of the spread out Golem Quarries this would work really well against. I personally love it and have lots of fun with it. Obviously, because the first attack had a haste spell, I didn't need this second one, so you could change it with the frost spell. But I like the super dragons under haste. I think they just move way quicker, and because the skeleton barrel sometimes jumped out in front with the haste, or even without the haste, the super dragons can't catch up. So that's why I like the haste spell so much. But it's a strategy that works, and I thought I'd at least just show it to you, obviously in cleanup, but sometimes we'll bring it out and you guys can try it and see if you like it or not. Okay, next district was Balloon Lagoon. This one we tried to bring the Golem actually, and you're probably like, why? Well, I thought I could take advantage of a couple things. Backside Infernal, all frost, and then all these buildings are without, like, in the range of that backside Infernal. And then over here, I'm like, you know what? I'll use a Barbarian to start cleaning. But I'm going to take care of this compartment. Why not? So to do so, I was just like, I'll put a Hog Rider at this cannon to distract. Put these two Barbarians here with the Zap. They're going to take out these trash buildings. Those Hogs are going to run out of the way. Now I'm going to get one more set of Hog Riders at the Spirit Thrower. Split them kind of so they're kind of in the dead zone of the rocket. And then they take care of all that. Then I just ignore it. At this point, get a Barbarian. The one that was already coming from that direction. Put your Sparky in. Put your last set of Hog Riders in. And 4 times speed the rest, and look at Golem. He's going to make his way through the first Inferno. Remember, it takes 15 seconds under Frost, which is more than enough. But he does kind of get locked on. Look at that. Because that District Hall took so much time. So, didn't have a Zap. And then this backside Inferno kind of made him go bye-bye. Second attack, I decided to bring Golem again. Why, though? 2 Frost spells. So, I could Frost this backside Inferno. This front side, just a couple point defenses, and then at this point, I think because I was feeling reckless, I was just like, I'll let Golem kind of get locked onto by both these rockets. I'll take out the backside Inferno because I was a little bit worried about it, and then it also takes out the backside rocket artillery. At this point, it's completely 1000% up to Golem, but because I'm not worried about time, remember the first attack I cleaned that right hand side? This is the reason, because I knew for my second attack, if I want to use Golem again, I can't have him reach that direction or he might time fail. That's what I mean. Plan your first attack to help your second one, not separate attacks. Don't ever think of them as separate. Then Wizard Valley, we change it up, and look, we're bringing Sparky this time, and this time we're going the double rage. You're like, why? Because look, I saw these first set of walls here. I was just like, you know what, I can really take advantage of this, and I also want to show that Wizard Valley is because of a couple of the mistakes I made. And just to show you how much damage cannon carts can really do to your troops. At this point, remember the rule. Point defenses, battle rams are great for, but if there's compact and too many point defenses, you can use giants as well. Here, I thought these 2 barbarians would take out that cannon cart. It doesn't. So look at my full health Sparky just get rained down on by that cannon cart. Look, I didn't really notice it because I didn't see it, I guess. I was just like, oh man, I have nothing to deal with it. So I was tanking really nice, and using the rage spell is obviously great. It takes out all the splash defense, but look at that cannon cart just raining down shots on Sparky. And it makes it so it just gets taken down, or I would have had a full health Sparky going in towards the backside. Obviously, that didn't happen. Ends up going down. Couldn't really do much more about it. At this point, I put my rest of my giants to get that giant cannon down. To finish off this attack, though, look what I do. Super miners. Why, though? Look at this left-hand side or right-hand side, whichever you choose. I decided to choose the right-hand side because I want to take care of the single target Inferno. First, you could have done the left-hand side and just went up the gut here and then end off in the middle, and then the top side you could take care of. My miners, one of them splits to take out this cannon cart. That's revenge for my past attack, so I'm very grateful for this super miner. But the rest of the super miners just go up towards the cannon cart there, cannon, go to the Inferno, And at this point, I've got a double frost in the core. Again, you're pretty much just watching at this point because you've kind of murked the base as the 2 giant cannons are gone. So that was the biggest threat to your super miners on the second attack. So this is what I mean when I say like first attack, I already knew in mind. Yes, I'm using Sparky. I could probably use Sparky again, but why not? Why make it hard for myself? Why not just use the super miners on the second hit when all that splash is taken care of? And I obviously got some bomb towers down on my first attack as well. So awesome stuff. And then Barbarian Camp. I'll also show you guys the Capital Peak. It was a little bit of a tougher peak, but we still got the 3-shot off on it. I was trying to 2-shot it. Couldn't quite get it done. So Barbarian Battle Ram at this point. Why am I using Haste Graveyard Sparky? So much compact buildings usually means Rage Spell. But at this point, I really didn't trust where my Sparky would go. So I thought Haste would be better than Rage because it's going to last throughout the whole attack, and I don't have to really like depend on Sparky's pathing. Say if I expected to go to the right hand side there and I put my Rages there beforehand, I would have been in trouble. So I thought the Haste was better. I used an excessive amount of Battle Rams this time because there's so much point defenses. Like I say, point defenses, Battle Rams. Big defenses, Giants. Compact point defenses, Giants. And Battle Rams, like a little bit of a mix. And you're going to notice something. As this wall goes down in front of the air defense, I never put any more Battle Rams towards this left-hand side. Because if I open the walls, these Giants are going to come outside. So I don't use any of the 5 Battle Rams on this left-hand side anymore to tank. I use them all over here to just open up walls under the haste spell for my second attack. So remember that. Never break these walls or these Giants will come and play and try hurting your Sparky. So there goes the Battle Rams under haste. At this point, just trying to open up as many walls as I can for the second attack. Sparky kind of got the core. It was nice. So what I decided to do for the second hit, I was just like, well, I already noticed something. This left-hand side, I can just put a set of minions here, and they'll take care of the Giants. And then I'll have a second pair of minions just in case there's a trap there. But I actually decided to fat finger that on my end. I only bring 1 frost here for the backside. And I thought I could bring 2 graveyard spells. 1 for all these backside point defenses. And then 1 for these kind of point defenses under frost. And then again, it's just up to Sparky. Tank nicely with your Giants. Don't worry too much about it. Just kind of let it rip. You're going to see Barbarians on some Mega Teslas that were just a couple health points away from being down. Like, look at that. And there's that Fat Finger Minions that I didn't obviously want to use. Battle Rams in. Barbarians to pick off some defenses. Sparky takes the direction she goes in. Doesn't really matter left or right. At this point, I had so many Skeleton up, so many Battle Rams up. I'm just trying to pick off defenses like this. These little cannons are going down from the Battle Ram Barbarians. Sparky is still 80% out, so like it just shows how powerful this second hit is with proper tanking. I could have done way more with it, and I already got a 6.5k hit with the full health Sparky. Then we'll end off on a capital peak, just because it is a max peak. Yes, it is. Actually, I shouldn't. Yeah, I think it is. Don't quote me. Yeah, no, I'll say it is. But this is the peak I see a lot of people struggle on. So what was my goal here? So for the 2-shot, I was like, you know what? Let's frost out this capital peak. This Inferno, because I want to go up the right-hand side. You could have went the left-hand side because it is symmetrical, but it becomes a little bit of a problem because you never want those to ramp up or your attack is dead in the water right off the bat. So this time you don't really spam in your Hog Riders. You can be a little bit more selective. Even if you want, you probably could spam them in because you have a zap. So that gives you 30 seconds for your Golem to fully take down that single target Inferno. And at this point, look, it locks onto my Golem. But I'm like, you know what? I'm not taking that. I'm going to put a set of Hog Riders in there to help. One's going to stun. I'm going to also zap it, I think, just to get it even lower health. I'm pretty sure I used my zap spell there. No, I don't. I actually save it. I don't remember where I used my zap spell. But at this point, we'll go 4 times speed. Oh, there. I zapped the cannon card out just to get some damage on it. It does take a lot of time for your Golem to get through it. But even at low health, look how far Golem gets into there. No one would have thought it would have made it through that many defenses. At this point, there's 9.2k left. I'm kind of sus. I'm like, can I take it out? Well, I was like, you know what? I'll bring Golem with the double haste. You need a Golem on... You need a frost spell on the peak. It has to happen. And then I use one on the backside Inferno. This point, I use some Barbarians up top to just clean trash buildings. Send Golem in towards the town hall. So I need this trash building taken out to cut the funnel. But Golem actually takes some very nice pathing. Get Hog Riders in. At this point, I'm just trying to take out as many defenses as I can. speed up the capital peak to go down with those hog riders, because they're not going to be distracted by those giants. So they make my golem only 3-shot it, and then at this point it's just, do you have the power, honestly, and kind of time? Because he's got the health, but look at this, he doesn't quite get out of range of that Inferno. So job finished, he couldn't do it. Then this last attack, this is what I mean. If you can't get the 2-shot, at least make it so your 3-shot super easy, because I know a lot of you guys are saying sometimes I struggle to get it in, but but I got my super miners in, frost spells in, frost spell that Inferno super dragon. But watch, just because you've already done such a good job on your first 2 attacks, you don't even need to deal with that super dragon. You just frost it out. Super miner's gonna run underneath it, but doesn't even get a shot off. Super miners are perfect health pretty much. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I showed every district. Again, I wish I could have done more attacks, but because it's up so early and I gotta go to school, I couldn't really find more districts. But don't worry, this whole weekend we will do raid weekend stuff. But I've got a surprise because today's Friday and I'll be done school. Stay tuned for tonight. That's all I'll say, but you guys will definitely see another video for sure. That's for you guys that stayed till the end of this video. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all the support. I've got a new Discord now because my previous one got hacked. My email actually got hacked. It was linked to my dad's and it kind of just messed everything up. So don't worry, I've got a new one, new link below. I'm going to change the link to every past video to the new Discord. So even for newer members or old members that are looking at old videos, they can kind of find them there. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like the video, please subscribe, and I'll catch you guys tonight. Peace out.